Okay, well, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop in this edition of How To. Sorry about my voice. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install a window and kind of frame out for it, at least in a portable building. I have purchased a portable garage style building, and it only had one window in it, and so I am installing more windows. And basically, this is a lofted garage. And so my walls are only 6 feet high. And given what I want to do in my shop, I don't want my windows real low like the one over here. I will show you over there, okay, is very low. And it's too low to even have my workbench against it. Or my workbench would be covering some of it. Okay, so there's the window we've gotten done already. These are left-handed slider windows. And they're, again, typically for a basement, but they are going to suit my application just fine. I have purchased the 32 by 16 from Home Depot, and I only paid a little over $100 a window, I think. Okay, and so right now I do not have any flashing tape. I've had to order it. So I am just basically kind of what we call dry fitting them right now. And so this is my temporary header. Because I have such a small opening. All I've done is some 1/2-inch plywood and then 1/2-inch foam, and that's really just to give me my temporary space until I have 48 hours that I want to kind of keep this dry. Okay, and so this is what we're going to have in the end right here. Okay, and then obviously after we frame everything out, it will be a little bit different, and we'll get it caulked, and then I'll show you what it looks like from the outside, and then I'll go ahead and show you these windows are flanged, but this is not new construction, and so we have to remove the flange. It's funny, it says it's on the website. Okay, so it actually does not look too bad. I kind of liked it when I saw it last night when I did it. I was like, okay, yeah, I can live with that. And I hope to have 4 over here eventually. So I'll have one more down there and one more down there. But I have not decided yet. I didn't quite get the spacing quite right because it's always just me. Because my uncle that lives with me is always giving his money to scammers, and he's really lazy, and he doesn't help out. And so, there's the Fatty Bunting's dog. So that being said, here is our window at the next stage, just prior to that. And here it is before that, in the box still. So, I'm going to turn you down to the bench. Yes, we're going to turn to the bench. There's the K-Saw neighbors. Those of you that are primarily here on the Chainsaw channel, or have already been here and know it's primarily a Chainsaw channel, but it's really not. It's more or less a life channel. And we're talking about all kinds of stuff. We want to be careful with our window. Okay, so this is our nailing flange that we need to get rid of. But first we want to go ahead and get it out of our plastic. Okay, so get you a knife and be careful. I'm just going to cut the plastic there. I do need to go. I should have went and got another razor blade before I talked to you guys, because you do need a good sharp razor blade to remove these flanges, at least the way I'm doing it. What I was saying outside, I didn't finish my sentence. It's funny. The description on this says that it can be installed with or without the flange. And it says you simply remove the flange, and then it comes with instructions to install it with the flange, but not without the flange. And I thought, well, that's amusing. What if somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing? And they needed instructions to remove the flange, and they've never done it before. How the hell are they supposed to know how to do it? Okay, I've seen guys cut these right off, but I don't like, with a saw, but I don't like to do that. We gotta get our foam out of here, and I just pushed a screwdriver in it, and it worked, a screw in it, and that worked fine. Pull it out, because otherwise it just breaks up into a bunch of pieces on you. And this one's a little bit tighter, which is going to be one of those ones maybe. There we go. Well, we got one piece. Now we can get the other piece out. And we will discard that, because I don't have any purpose for it. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this on all 4 sides. Now on the long sides, you can snap it and then shave it down, because the longer ones will snap pretty easy, but these you'll be bending them back and forth all day long. And so what you got to do is go ahead and score it right along the window's edge here, the jamb of the window, okay, the frame here, okay, and I will go out down and I will score it a couple times on each side, okay. carefully flip your window over. And these are nice and light and easy to work with, so that kind of helps too. If I would have got bigger windows, I wouldn't have been able to put them in because, again, I have no help. So I'm in excruciating pain today. I've had to work all night because I know once I stop, it's one of those times that I'm going to be down for a couple of days in pain. Well, yeah, this one actually went pretty easy compared to the other one. So once you've scored it, you can just kind of snap it right off there, okay? And if you end up with any excess, you just go ahead and take your knife and trim it off. Ours came off nice and clean and smooth. And so we'll go ahead and we'll do that on all 4 sides. And then we'll move on to the next step. And there's our final edge we needed to remove of our nailing flange, neighbors. One thing you will note is these windows do have a sticker so that you know which side goes down. And the reason for that is the weeping ports, I believe is the technical term for them. Okay, so these windows are 32 inches wide, and so that presents a problem if your building is already framed 16 on center. You not only have to remove your center stud, but you also have to remove one of the outside studs and replace it. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. As you can see, under our windowsill is 3 studs. Okay, and then next to our windowsill over here is an additional stud. I'm not sure why they did a double here, but they did. That's not standard. But that would have been our first stud, and because this was a double, that's why I left this one in. And I measured over my 32 inches. So my window's 31 3/4 by 15 3/4, and they actually only call for that 1/4 inch gap. It's not a standard window. It is a basement window. Okay, so normally I would not do this. I would run the stud all the way down. I wouldn't just scab it. However, I got ahead of myself last night, and I've already got my Reflectix in and my foam. There's foam over here on that edge like that, and that is to keep my Reflectix out. So you can see I got my air gap, and then I'm doing the R15 insulation, and I think that's going to give me about an R22 to R25 value on my walls. And then I'm doing R30 with the same Reflectix in the ceiling, and so I should get probably up to an R40 value in my ceiling up here. Okay, so basically you have to cut this stud, and I measured down my distance. I decided to bring my window just 2 inches down from the top here. And so I measured down my 18 inches because, again, we have a 16 by 32 rough opening. And so 18 inches down, and that's my sill plate. And then I measured down 19.5 to know where I need to cut. And then I just used my circular saw and my Sawzall, and I cut my 2 studs. Now, again, normally I would want that run all the way down, and you cut this here. You don't remove the whole stud. You cut it here, you cut it here, okay, and then that leaves you your 16 in center here still, and you'll be a little bit off there, but no big deal. The next thing we need to do is, normally you would take what's called window flashing, door and window flashing tape, okay, 4-inch on this application because you have a 3.5-inch sill. All right, you could use, I don't think they make 3-inch, but it's similar to this. Guys do use this foil tape, but for me, for my windows, I don't want to do that. I want to use actual thick tar flashing tape. It's like tar. And so you would lay that down here, and you wrap it up about 4 to 6 inches. I like to go a little extra. Some guys don't. I know I need to nail all this together on the outside and stuff. And actually, it looks like I never did finish this off yet either, but that's because I haven't put my window in there yet. And so now we're going to do the dry fit. We're going to make sure our window fits, again, with our sticker down. Okay, you want to have your sticker with your down, and then obviously your screen is going to go out, and your lock is here, so you know that goes in. And these windows, like I said, are really light. And basically, we're just going to go ahead and set that in our opening and see if it fits outside of the plywood here that we've trimmed out. And it looks like I might be a little bit too tight, or I'm just crooked. I don't know yet. Can't reach above that. Sorry, I'm going to get on the step ladder here and see what we got going on. Okay, it does look like I didn't quite shave enough of my plywood. but I want to make sure that it is my plywood and not my sill being not low enough. So we're just going to verify measurement real quick, because I look right here and I've got a gap, and I'm thinking my sill might have sunk. I'm sorry, my sill is too high actually. So I must have marked a little bit wrong. Oh, you know what? This looks like PT. It is, neighbors. I have accidentally grabbed PT, which is going to be 1 5/8 thick. Okay, so that's what's happened to me. But that's not a big deal. I've only got a couple of screws in it, and so we'll take our window out. We'll remove our sill. We'll get an actual regular piece of pine, and we'll put that back in, and then I'll be back with you, neighbors. Okay? Well, hell, neighbors, I got ahead of myself, and I forgot to turn you back on. I think our window's probably going to fit now. Yeah, that looks like it. It's going to be a little snug, but I like snug. I think we have just a little bit of our nail flange that didn't quite come off down there in the corner. But since I'm already up here on the ladder and everything, I'm just going to go ahead and get it tomorrow when my flashing tape comes. Okay, and I do like if there's a little bit of that ridge left on that nail flange, because it catches the plywood on the outside. Okay, I'm just having a little bit of I got a little bit of prying to do here. I thought I had me a small pry bar that I could gently, I'll use a screwdriver here. Just going to kind of gently convince it to go further. Yeah, it is that nail flange catching 100% on the corner. Didn't quite come off all the way. And again, I don't have everything hard framed yet on these, because I am just temporarily putting them in now. I really wanted to make sure they were going to work. I'm just trying to get it about where it needs to be. I did not screw my sill over here yet either. It looks like my bottom definitely needs to come out. Oh no, it doesn't. It's just this. Okay, so then you have 4 places you're going to need to screw this, and it's important. Again, you got to have that flashing tape underneath here, and then we'll end up caulking this, caulking the outside. I'll end up putting the header in. And again, this is just crude, you guys, but normally above a window you have what's called cripples or a header. Normally you would stand something up like this, sandwich plywood in between it, etc. This is a portable building. It's not built very great. And so I have just done my little crude, what will work for me for now. And if I had help, I would definitely be doing it much more fancy. And so that will end up going in up there, potentially. Like so. Yeah, this window is definitely going harder than my other one. There we are. Okay, so I will then show you these real quick. It is, again, you guys, it's not level. What you want to do when you put a window in is you want to level it. Obviously, you want to level your sill. I'm sorry, not your sill, your top, because your sills tend to be bowed on a lot of windows to let the water weep out. Okay, you're going to check level this way, and then you want to check level forward and back. You don't. I didn't mean to say the top and the bottom. You can to get a rough reference, but I'm kind of surprised we're way out of level this way. But I will not have to shim anything this way. It's perfectly level. Okay. My bottom definitely needs to go out, or my top in, but I have to go outside to look at that. So let me show you the nail holes, you guys. I know this isn't perfect, but we will do a part 2 to show you the actual when we take this out and put our flashing in and everything. There's going to be pre-opened 1, 2, and then when you open your window very carefully, you will have 3, 4. You don't want to over tighten these, okay, you guys? Just snug them up, okay? Use the right screws, snug them up. I'm just using some standard wood screws myself. Again, portable building. And then that is it. That is simply all we have to do. And then again, you will caulk it, and I will show you all the fancy schmancy stuff when we do the next one. Okay, neighbors? So you can see my bottom did go out too far on this one, it looks like. Yeah, we're out too far. And this is this building. This is how these buildings are. They just move and everything else. But we will end up caulking that real nice. Okay, nice bead of caulk all the way around. Nice thick outdoor permanent caulk. And it will look pretty. You guys don't have to pay a professional. I like things done to a high standard, but I am tired and I really have been wanting to make sure I get some footage of what I do in this building. And so I will also have some of the insulating that I'm doing to show you the processes with that. Flip you over again. For example, you want at least a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch gap behind your Reflectix. However, if you're doing Reflectix and then insulation, it's going to push that Reflectix right against it, and that drops your R value to like 1 of this stuff. It becomes almost it almost doesn't matter. It still acts as a somewhat radiant barrier, but radiant heat, we want to trap that heat in so it can't come into the building. We want to trap it out, and then obviously keep our cool air in and our hot air in terms of heating and cooling. But I have just literally used the Reflectix foam board and cut strips of it. And one of the things I do is I'll staple it in a manner that it kind of bows out on this piece, and then I'll put this piece over here, because one side of your Reflectix has a 3/4 inch staple thing, and the other one, I did this one backwards, but the other one has only a 1/2 inch. And so we'll have different kinds of construction stuff coming up for you guys, as well as I'm going to be doing some gardening soon, hopefully, too. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. And my uncle is giving all his money. Why is this doing this with the camera? I can't hold with my right hand, sorry. My uncle is giving away all his money to scammers still. And he's getting in trouble with the law because of it, unfortunately. He's getting accused of some things that they did. So we'll see what happens. So be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. Love all 8 billion of you, even though I suck at it. Until next time.